Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday night. So strange to say, 7 p.m. Pacific. And they call me Chris of the Northwest. We're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the world. So while you're watching your friends on the Gulf Coast figure out snow, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Right? Isn't that kind of fun to see?
Yeah, it really is.
All right. Well, tonight we're going to talk with Merlin 1392, or as some would say, Tim?
Some would. A lot say Merlin. Thank you.
He is co-host of the Challenge Talk podcast, and we're excited to hear what big geocaching events are planned for 2025 all over the world. So thanks for joining us tonight. Merlin, Tim, Merlin.
Either one. I respond to most anything.
All right. We're glad you're here. And listeners, we're glad you're here. So jump in that feedback. Yeah. We have technical issues tonight. The late start is my fault, folks. And, you know, interestingly enough, I just looked down at the taskbar of my computer. It says it's 10 minutes before 7.
Oh,
so as far as my
great.
computer knows, we're early.
Okay.
Go with that.
There's
There's just been technical issues, and we're blaming the monkey because he's not here. So tonight, it's time to bring in our intrepid explorer. Some say in 1392, he sailed the ocean blue. And others say when he's traveling, locals ask him for directions. All we know is he's called Merlin 1392.
Thank you very much. And most of that fits.
Hey, I like it. We are excited to jump into the topic tonight, but first we want to offer a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of all of our patrons who help keep this podcast coming each and every week. Special thanks to Land Sharks. They are one of our corporate Denali level sponsors. It says we regularly place special orders from HQ, so if anyone wants a Bigfoot cache, for example, Land Sharks can bring it in for you. Email the office at sharks.ca and give your order to Diane. We only order every 4 to 6 weeks to make sure they're bringing in enough to cover the international shipping costs, don't you know? And we'd also like to thank Cachely. They are the premier geocaching app for iOS. Version 8.1 with Cachely Pro features offline maps of the entire world so you can navigate while offline DeLorme and counties so that you can finish those grids. And we keep talking about CarPlay. It's coming. It really is. It might be there already. There's licensing and server issues, and there's reasons, but it's coming. Just hang out.
We talked about him a little bit last show. The reasons he did a great Facebook post with
we did,
all
yeah,
that's involved to get this silly CarPlay option.
I know.
Yeah, it's up on his website as well. So if you go to the Cachely website, if you're not a Facebook person like me, you can go to his website and find out about it, and it's cool.
So, all that being said, if you would like to know more about supporting this here show, head over to the CachingNW.com website and click that Patreon link. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, I just want to let you know, in case you didn't, I think you're all are caught up now. New year, new time start. We're starting at 7 p.m. Pacific. I know. And
thank you, Chris. I so much appreciate you changing that time just for me.
You were the reason, Merlin. You were the reason we did it. We thought we'd make it a little earlier so you don't have to start at midnight.
Right.
Yeah.
Your time. They're in what time are you? You're not in Central.
We're in Eastern.
Eastern. Yeah.
Yes. So
But
I'm
not
10:15 right now.
But you're not very Eastern.
No, I'm on the western of the Eastern.
Like
the northwest of the
That's why
Eastern?
I'm in the northwest of the Eastern time zone. So I can cache in the northwest.
I'll take it. That's great.
Love it. Folks, if you want to get into tonight's chat, use the hashtag events to ask any question you want in the chat. And of course, you can use hashtag FATAS to bring up any topic in the after show. So let's start off with thoughts and prayers go out to those affected by all the wildfires on the West Coast. They're still going. New ones are popping up, and it's quite a thing. So our thoughts and prayers go out with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have noticed already, only the sharp listeners will have noticed that we're one host short tonight. Land Monkey isn't with us, but he sends greetings. Shall we have a listen?
Sure.
Please.
Hey, Chris, and hey, all of our awesome live listeners and those of you who are listening to the podcast later. Just wanted to pop in to the podcast to say hello and wish you guys a very successful show. And also just to comment on something that is probably going to cover in the news, but just really excited about the announcement from Geocaching HQ for the new locationless cache, the 25. So just wanted to let you guys know. Obviously, I'm in a very busy place right now where I'm recording, so apologies for the background noise. But just wanted to say that I am very excited about the new locationless cache. And as we're traveling around, we're kind of keeping our eyes open for 25s. So I'm really curious to hear from our listeners if anybody else is doing the same thing. So would love to hear later on if other folks are watching for any kind of unique or different 25 as a location for the locationless cache. So happy to hear from everybody on that later on. And in the meantime, wish you guys an awesome show tonight and looking forward to seeing you all in a couple weeks. All right, take care. And as I always say, cache safely and cache often.
There you go. Our update from our very own Land Monkey.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, again, yes, we are a host short, and I am a short host, but we're going to jump into some news. As Land Monkey mentioned, thanks, Land Monkey. HQ has announced a new locationless cache for 2025. You can find all the details over on the blog, or if you get their email, you probably already read about it. They said in their announcement that they are excited to announce another fun way to celebrate 25 years of geocaching in 2025 with the publication of GCA 2025. I looked up just for fun. There's a GC 2025. It's a geocache in Portugal. It'll probably get lots of views this year. It's not the right one.
And maybe some odd posts on it.
Yeah, it could be. So GCA, think of Canada. GCA 2025. It's called Where's 25 Locationless Cache. Show us where you find an already existing 25 in the real world, and you can log this HQ-owned cache to earn the rare locationless cache icon. If you've always wanted to have that icon and never had an opportunity, 2025 is your year. So it's available to log starting January 25th of 2025, all the way through the end of the year, the end of 2025. To log it, you need to include one photo of yourself or a personal item next to an already existing 25. Ideally, the 25 should be something that others may visit if they know the location coordinates. It can stand on its own or not. They're not picky. It can be a number. It could be spelled out. It can be any language or ancient numbering system. Get creative. In the spirit of the original locationless caches, you are encouraged to include the coordinates where you found the 25 in your online log. And that photo, you got to do it, guys. Logs that do not include a photo will be deleted. Cache page will be archived and locked on January 1st of 2026. So get your finds for your 25s in and log the locationless cache this year and get that icon.
That's right. Cool. I'm kind of protective over my locationless cache finds because, Wits End and I got them when they were still active.
Yeah.
So,
I never did.
We're old.
Locationless cache. But I did. Normally I do drafts, and I did a draft of my location. And because I was trying to hit a milestone, I posted the draft without posting my picture because I was going to do it later.
Mm-hmm.
And it was deleted before I could go back in and do it later.
Bummer. So 25s, I mean, 25th Street.
Yeah.
Or,
Highway 25. Yeah.
Yeah. Highway 25, big box stores or supermarkets probably have an aisle 25.
Could be. Cash register 25 at Walmart.
Yeah. There you go. It's never open though.
Never open. They have 40 lanes. They only open 8.
Yeah. Home Depot and Lowe's have aisle 25, which
I'm sure they do.
or
Yeah.
handles or fasteners or something.
Yeah. Might be some office building with a big street address and big numbers on it. Remember, it doesn't have to be just 25. It could be, 625 or 2503 or something. But
25 or 6 to 4, somebody said.
That could be.
Okay.
Here it is. Yeah.
25 or 624. That's good.
Isn't that a
25
score?
mile per hour sign he also commented on. So
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
probably a few of those around. I don't know if there's any 25 kph signs up north, but that's
not. Really slow.
I know I got to change on my show notes tonight. It came with lots of stats on Canada that we don't need tonight.
Oh, huh.
Well, we still have some Canadian listeners. So
there's still Canadian listeners.
Yeah, there's still a couple, even without Land Monkey.
Any other news, Christopher?
There's even more news. Now, Caching in the Northwest is having a birthday of sorts.
This is a good month for birthdays.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's almost as old as the hosts are.
Yeah.
So next week we celebrate our 600th episode.
No way.
Yeah. Well, that's because this episode's $5.99.
Yes, we have good reception tonight.
Oh, what? Why do we have good reception?
Move along. I ham laughed.
Okay. Oh, it's a ham joke. That's why I didn't get it. So, all the patrons, you're welcome to come in on the podcast like we did. It's day after Christmas. So I'll post that on Patreon. You'll get a link. You can come join in to the madness that we have going on this podcast.
And you don't look at the ever 250, says Chris. Says I see 3 cats there.
There's our 25.
Age well.
Yeah, there's a 25 right there. Take your screenshot with your, take a picture of yourself with that in the background.
And post it in 2 days.
Play this episode back on Saturday. There you go.
Put it up on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
So, patrons, you're welcome to join us live. If you can't make it or just want to wish us well, you can call into 253-693-TFTC. Tell us what you like about the podcast, or you can email us that recording, right? Do it on your smartphone, send off that note, and let us know what you like about this little old podcast of ours. Yeah, see, Kitty Quest may not be able to listen live next week because she'll be out of town. So call into 253-693-TFTC, right. Kitty Quest, and whisper what you like the best. Wait, maybe she doesn't have to whisper. We have to whisper her name.
It's
protocol. Yeah.
I mean, just is she not going someplace without internet?
It's possible.
It is.
Yeah. Puppets, says Starcasher. Yeah. Dora Moore liked the puppets.
She was scarred for life with the puppets, but that's a whole nother story. That was almost 500 episodes ago. So
I know. Can you believe it? And we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
See, now look, Kitty Quest may not be able to make it, but oops. Well, that was there we go. Heather just got back from Arizona. She drove from Arizona just to listen to this podcast in time.
Nice, made it in time. That my technical issues started it late, so
perfect.
Thanks for Heather being on time. That's great. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Are we jumping into our topic of the night here?
I think so. I think we're done with the news.
Okay.
So we're not going to do a glow tonight.
And we're glad to have Merlin back.
That's right. Maybe next show will be all glows.
Ooh, that could be fun.
People like glows.
So last week, if anybody was listening, Brian Roth was here, right here on our humble little podcast, and he made a media tour that would make CNN jealous. He's been on podcasts all over the place. Tim, what do you think about treasures and collections being added to geocaching? You've heard about them.
We did. Well, and I got to listen to the Brian Roth tour, and that was quite good. I did manage to host him once and listen to all the 3 other podcasts, and it was kind of interesting because I listened to the HQ podcast first, which was really just an announcement. He really didn't get into talking about too many options and things like that. And then on the other podcast with Sunny and Sandy, Podcaster, it was a couple of questions deeper. And then on Challenge Talk, we tried to get a couple of questions deeper. And then you guys, again, went a couple of questions deeper. And so we learned over the course of the week more about what it is. And I'm really anticipatory. I don't know whether to be excited or not yet. I really want to see how they're rolled out. As a challenge guy, challenge accepted, because it's an HQ way to have to go find things. And I love the magic of the museum, or mystery of the museum, when it came out. And this is an extension of that. I've heard people say, well, this is Souvenirs 2.0. Well, it is, with a twist.
It is and it isn't.
It is. I mean, you're right. It is. There's this channel, and then there's this channel.
Right.
And so I'm really excited to see how it will roll out. I am optimistic over everything that they can do with these, and understand that they're going to roll it out slowly. You got to walk before you run. And but should I spill beans on your show?
No, we never break news on the show.
Never break news. Okay, then I will not tell you that Challenge Talk does our Cache Fest promotion. There's going to be a treasure element in it.
Oh,
you can't do a challenge cache, but that doesn't mean you can't do a challenge based on a treasure.
Oh, I love that.
So you'll have to listen to our May show in order to learn all about that.
I may listen.
Oh, very good.
May show. Get it?
Yeah. I kind of agree. I can admit I'm sometimes a little cynical. I'm not always a fan of everything HQ rolls out. That's okay. What I don't like, some of the people do. But I am kind of intrigued by these. I am kind of looking forward to. I like the fact that different caching levels and experience levels can have different experiences. Because some of these things, I'm not competitive by nature, and this still probably isn't a huge competition thing to me, but sometimes it feels like the people that have been caching longer or have more finds or whatever have a higher advantage to some things. And you look at the leaderboards like, oh, well, there's no chance of you ever catching them, so why even try? But this is, I think it's kind of levels the playing field for a lot of people.
Because we'll all start at 0.
Yeah.
And if you don't have as many finds in your hometown, you may be able to get these treasures quicker.
It may prove a benefit to you.
Right. Right. I have to go almost 2 hours to get a cache of significance. And, when these release, I'm nervous about that, because where am I going to have to go to get one of these? And so, if you're a new cacher, but I do like that they can, change those dials and change the difficulty level that says for those of us experienced cachers. And, some of the other promotions I'm going out Saturday, and it'll be a 95 cache day. Okay. Almost any souvenir promotion I'm going to qualify for on Saturday, no matter how long it runs. But the collections and the treasures mean I may not do that. And and that's good, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it can be really interesting. Souvenirs kind of show you where you've been.
Correct.
Right? They tend to be location based, where these treasures are not linked to a location, right? You need 5 in the first collection to complete that collection. Well, you could get them anywhere that meets the criteria.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're going to roll out with like geo tours and
That could be.
mega events will be able to get a treasure in the future. So
Mhm.
there you go.
Yeah, so we're excited.
Mhm.
So, but the other thing I'm really, really excited about is 2025.
Oh,
We are going to party, 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 party.
really? Is it going to be just one party or kind of like a block of parties?
Me 25 parties. Oh, wait.
I think it is going to be a big block of parties.
Yeah. You know, we've got a long list here of events, and you know, looking through, it's like nearly every event is a block party. If it's a mega, it's immediately become a block party. There are still a few megas out there
There are.
that are still megas and not a block party, but yeah.
So before the show, the stat guy that I am, there are, and when you do a search within the geocaching app, you can
Mhm.
search on megas, you can
Right.
search on gigas, but you
Mhm.
can't search on block parties. So I set my criteria to a giga or a mega
Mhm.
because I know there are currently no North American gigas.
Okay.
Okay.
And so there are 19 mega giga events. 2 of those are the GPS maze.
Mhm.
4 of them are real mega events.
Okay.
And 13 are block parties.
Yeah.
So that tells you that yes, there's a lot. Now, if we go north of the border
Mhm.
from to our 51st state, oh, wait, that's probably not a really good joke to tell. Sorry. I like Canada the way they are. Please don't join us. You don't want to. There's 4 currently mega events in
Okay.
Canada right now. 3 of those 4 are block parties.
Mhm.
Most
Okay.
of them are on the East Coast, one's on the West Coast.
And I see people listing events here in the chat, and so far, all the ones you've mentioned, we're going to talk about. So, if you want to keep tossing them in the chat, that's fine. But we're going to get to them.
Yeah. Now, it's not just a block party.
Mhm.
You could also do a community celebration.
That's right.
There are currently 150 community celebrations scheduled for the United States.
Wow. That's impressive.
And 24
All of which we will
those
list right now.
began this weekend. This
Wow.
is a CCE weekend for some reason.
Huh.
And that only goes out till July because you can only publish a CCE 6 months in advance,
Right.
whereas the
Okay.
block parties can be
A year.
right.
A full
And again,
year.
I won't spill any beans, but I heard from HQ there's more block parties being developed.
It doesn't surprise me in the least.
Right.
I've already attended a CCE, so I already have the icon. I'm good. I'm ready to
Overachiever.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
My first one's tomorrow.
Okay.
There's one
Well,
here a week from Saturday that I'm thinking
that,
about going to.
You can't blame me. You have to blame. But you know what? Let's just blame Seaback Tribe.
We could do that. Yeah.
Event host extraordinaire.
The event host extraordinaire.
Okay. Now, there are so many events. We're not going to be able to go into detail into each one, but let's start off with something here in just 2 days' time. I know it's short notice, so you got to get your travels going.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the 18th annual Picnic in the Park block party in Florida. Now, it's in Florida. There may be snow in Florida.
There could be.
Got a-
Depending on where it is in
As
Florida.
of today.
There was 10 inches of snow. They had no idea what to do with it.
Right.
I don't think they even have snow plows. So that's going to be an interesting one to see how many people show up there.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where in Florida it is. I don't think it tells me there, but that's okay. Now, this will probably be a little warmer. Well, maybe not. If there's snow, we got a good chance.
I'm pretty sure it's warmer.
It's good chance. February 2nd is the Yuma block party. I know people are already excited about going to this. So that's in Yuma, Arizona.
That's Groundhog Day, isn't it? February 2nd.
It is.
How many times can you go to the event?
I was going to say, is the event going to start over and over and over again?
I've yet to attend one of those, so it's on my list, but
Mhm.
I haven't made it yet. Maybe February 2nd isn't a good one to do just because once is enough
Yeah.
probably.
The weather's looking great for Yuma.
Oh, there you go.
Excellent.
There
And
you
just
go.
finding our way would
Just
know.
finding our way. Yeah,
Mhm.
would know.
He would.
Keats can't make it this year. I went to Arizona twice last year, so I don't think I'll go to Yuma this year.
I haven't been to Arizona in years.
I had a very bad experience in Flagstaff, so I'm not going to Arizona again for a
Oh.
while.
I had a good experience in Flagstaff.
Did you?
Oh, I blew out
I
a
enjoyed
tire
the
in Flagstaff.
parties. It was the parking tickets I didn't like.
Oh yeah, no. I had a tire blow out near Flagstaff one time. That wasn't as much fun.
Okay. What's this next one?
Well,
February
it's Valentine's Day.
It is a
Steve?
Valentine's Day party.
Yeah.
That one's here in Michigan. It's being hosted by a good friend, and it is being held in a school. And you bring your Valentines to the school, and you trade Valentines. So,
Oh,
like in a shoebox.
you could do a
if you
shoebox.
want,
Did you decorate a shoebox and everybody put a Valentine in it, and you put a Valentine in everyone else's?
when I was a kid, yes,
Yeah.
and I was Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
So I got
you
the
got a
one.
rock.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I got a rock.
Yeah, I know that.
It wasn't. Yeah, that one wasn't fun.
Okay, maybe that's what they'll do here at this event.
I know, but then that's the 14th. The 16th is Bamarama.
You know,
Ah,
I keep looking at this and I know it's Bamarama, but I look at it and read Bananarama.
right.
I'm sorry.
And I did hear that New Orleans got 9 inches of snow.
Wow.
And 28 snowplows from the state of Indiana drove down to help them clear the Big Easy. It wasn't that easy.
So yeah, Bamarama, I think has that kind of taken Going Caching's role from that area of the country. I know it switched to spring rather than fall.
Yeah, I think I would say no. I haven't been to that event either. But they do a theme, but the theme is not heavily puzzle based. It's more caching based. So, this year's board games. So, last year was pirates.
Okay.
So, it is a themed event, but most events are themed. So, but I would say it's different. I think between Yuma and Alabama, these are your spring, get out of the winter climb and go to the warm places.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's funny. The CCE that's here in a week or so is a board game themed.
Okay. Yeah, those are fun to be inside. Well, for us, it's inside, and
Yeah.
we do that. But we like to celebrate winter in Michigan, and so the next one on your list is the Wild Wild West Winter Social. That's being held in the west of Michigan this year. So
That's wild over there in Grand
it is
Rapids.
wild. It's wild and
Yeah.
crazy. So it's 3 days of events. It's capped off in the CCE of the Wild West.
Nice. Next, we jump into March. We almost have to wait a month, and we get the Texas 23rd Challenge. It's a
Yeah.
25th birthday block party event.
Beware the Ides of March.
Oh.
Mhm.
Along with that is the GPS Adventure Maze, Texas style. You know what that means? It's going to be bigger.
Bigger
I don't
and
know how
better.
much bigger, but it's
Everything's
actually
bigger in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah. Wits End, you want to read the next one?
We're up to March 29th, MOGA 2025. That's in Abilene, Kansas. Sounds like a lot of fun. When in Kansas, go to an event.
Moga,
Oh,
Moga,
and
I haven't
maybe-
been to Moga, but it's quite the challenge.
And maybe if you're there, do a mingo thing too.
What
Can you
is
ming-
a mingo?
Can you
Well,
mingo
if
and
you wait
MOGA
just
at the same
a
time?
little bit. You
Well,
could do some mingo madness.
Hmm.
Yeah. You can mingo later.
Right.
You moga first and then you mingo.
Oh, okay. By the way, MC3 Cats asks where the Bamarama event is, and it says here it's near Gulf Shores, Alabama. So if you know where that is, that's where it is. If you don't know where it is, that's still where it is. But you may
And
need
you're
a,
on your own.
that's right. All I know is near Gulf Shores.
That's right. Let's see. Did we talk about May 3rd?
Not yet. We were still in Kansas. Let's jump down to LA. The fires should be out by
No, I
May
don't
3rd.
Oh, yeah, May
It
3rd.
should be, but
I
we
do.
don't exactly know. Spring Fling Block Party event in Los Angeles. Now, this Spring Fling was put on last year as well by the same people who hosted Geo Woodstock. So, they've got a good crew down there to put on a mega event.
Yes.
Well, they have
a lot of
space to
great
put
people.
the mega event on, though.
I don't know.
I've heard that the location's pretty safe, but
Yeah.
is there any place safe in Los Angeles right now?
Those people down there are very resourceful and they'll make it happen. I have no doubt.
I'm sure they will, no doubt.
That's right. Also on May 3rd, if you're not in the California area, perhaps you're in Attleboro, MA is Maine, right? Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Sorry.
Maine is me.
Maine is me.
Me.
Oh, you is Maine?
No, Maine is me.
In Attleboro, Massachusetts is the CMAG, SEMAG. I'm sure that means something.
Southeast Massachusetts area geocachers. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I love that.
I made that up on the fly.
Southeast Massachusetts Geocachers.
Let's
They're another
that's
geocaching organization.
Okay, Wits End, you get the next one.
Okay, so if you went to Moga in March in Kansas and you didn't leave, you could make it all one long extended geocaching trip and stay for Mingo Madness on the 10th of May in Colby, Kansas. This is Mother's pride and joy. So yeah, there's a block party there, Mingo Madness 25. And I'm sure they'll have a big sign that says 25 on it, and you can get your locationless cache there.
There you go. You could very
smart.
well easily do that.
So where are they going to host the event? At the Mingo site? Because it's just a stop on the highway.
That would be mad.
Yeah, I think Mingo Madness is on the opposite side of the
freeway. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if Colby is on the northwest side of the intersection, it's on the southwest side. There's an open area in there. I think that's where they do it.
Kansas has a lot of open areas.
I have been to the highest point in Kansas.
Really?
Did
you
wasn't very high.
There? I was going to say, was the altitude measured in single digits?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
But one of the ones
it's at the fairgrounds in Colby.
There we
go. Okay.
In Colby, do they have fair? They have a lot of fair ground in. It's never mind.
Just finding our way is heading to Mingo Madness because I need a mega in a 5th state for a challenge.
Oh,
That's not a mega. That's a block party.
That's true. It's a block party. Yeah, megas are hard to find this year.
Megas are different than block parties.
Yeah. Another one that may go mega is the May the 4th event in Bellevue, put on by Bounce Bounce.
Yes.
It's the 3rd event. It'll publish here not too soon, not too far away, February 2nd. It's going to be on the 3rd instead of the 4th because, well, that's how the calendar works. Nobody wants to do an event during a work day.
Yeah,
so
it does that. So now the one that I am really excited about is that May 24th, because right now that is a mega event with 2,847 as of this morning will attends. They're 153 away.
I'm one of those.
You are one of those? Okay.
Yes.
Well, according to Berling, they only need 124 to go. They're at 2876 now.
I also happen to be an ambassador for the event, so I have to plug in. Yes, that registration for swag is closing on January 31st.
Yes.
So if you're going to attend the event, you want some swag, you got to get your orders in now. But for all intents and purposes, it is going to be that G event for this year. So I really hope that everybody can make it out there for that. And they have another special event going on at the same time.
What would that be?
A GPS adventure maze.
Oh,
The second one in the United States this year.
is it going to be as big as the one in Texas?
Probably not. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas.
That's true.
But the Texas one that they did back in the day, back in 2019, it is going to be different than that one.
Mhm.
And I suspect the Texas one will be different than that one.
I think everyone's a little different.
Just a little bit.
I think there used to be the GPS maze, for lack of a better term, kit that was trucked everywhere, and now that's not the case anymore.
Right.
So
You
now
get the caboodle.
that's right. That was the kit and caboodle. Now you have to caboodle your own,
Okay.
and you get to call it.
You can get a caboodle kit and build your own caboodle.
Oh, there you go. So, Tim, we may have to have you come back on and talk about Geo Woodstock because it's
Sure.
in May. We're only 4 months away.
We
We've
are.
got to start our planning.
Oh, I've done a couple of different cache tour presentations on how to get to Woodstock and finding caches along the way. And there are so many wonderful events that are planned, some very special swag. One of the few event coins that is actually movable.
Oh, interesting.
It's a very special event coin this year that they've developed for that. So lots of cool things. I'd be happy to come back and maybe we can bring Mark in as well from the event crew.
Love it. Yeah. Let's plan on that.
I did tonight and then do that
this week.
Shall we? Would you like to get through tonight and then we'll worry about that one
There
later?
you
go. Okay. Just because we have only 1 or 2 more events to talk about.
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking. I mean, when you and I were talking before the show, we were talking about how we were going to end at midnight just to keep it familiar to me.
Exactly.
And, right now we're on target to hit that.
So Geo Woodstock and the maze are both in West Virginia, Tim. Wait. No. Yes.
No, that's a different guy.
That's a different guy, though, yes. But they're in West Virginia.
They are in West Virginia.
And I've never been to West Virginia.
I have not either.
Almost heaven is what I hear.
It's what I've heard.
Yeah. Well, we'll spoil it that Wits End and I are planning to go. So I'm going to grab him and take him kicking and screaming.
Have not yet booked flights, hotels, or other such details, but it is in discussion.
Ooh, I do hear that hotel space is running low.
It's getting limited, yeah.
There's a campground that's under construction that everybody is waiting for to book. They have 8 inches of snow, and it's kind of holding up the building process right now.
Ooh.
Well, the great thing with me is that I have very low standards. So
very good.
Just about any port in a storm will work for me.
There you go.
Okay,
Well,
so
we had a couch. I'd love to invite you into our house, but I gave that couch to Hellmeister. So sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
So next one, we're going on June 21st. It's a Hikorama 2025. I have no idea what a Hikorama is, but I like the sound of it.
You hike your feet off.
I was going to say, I like the sound of it better than doing it.
Only that day. We do the North Country Trail, and this year, rumor is that there's going to be a 50 cache challenge trail along the hiking trail up there. So I like the bike trails. I like the driving trails. I'm not as crazy about the hiking trails anymore. But it is a hiking event. It's all about hiking in northwest of Michigan.
Okay.
All right. And that's in Manistee. Is that Newfoundland? Is that NF?
Newfoundland?
Where did the NF come from? No, that's in Michigan.
That's in Michigan. Okay. It says NF, and I didn't know where that was. So, magically, it just turned to Michigan.
Hey,
right before my eyes. All right. Well, if you're not near Michigan, but you're on the East Coast, there is a block party to celebrate 25 years of geocaching on the same day, June 21st. It's in New Jersey. It's either Piscataway or Piscataway. I'm not a New Jerseyan. I don't know if that's correct, but
Piscataway.
Is it Piscataway?
Yeah, I don't know how I know that, but yes, it is.
Okay. So some interesting names back there. They say the same thing about all of the native names in the Northwest.
Puyallup.
Yes. But Piscataway, New Jersey. I have been to New Jersey.
Well,
don't
I
think
haven't cached in New Jersey,
I
and
don't
I
think
was
I've
looking to
cached
see,
there
well,
either.
from Morgantown, it's a long way to New Jersey.
It is a long way.
That
Yeah.
may not be worth it.
But you got a month.
If I was going to spend the month there, then I could catch. I could
Then it would-
clear
then
out
it
the
would work.
entire East Coast. Okay. The next one, this one is an interesting one. June 28th, Caching in the Bay, 2025. It's a block party in San Jose. And I have to ask you, do you know the way
I
to
do.
San Jose?
I used to have family there.
Sorry,
so,
I do not.
yeah.
It's an old song.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 dun. And on the same day, if you're on the other side of the country, you can go to
north of the border.
Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, and celebrate 25 years of geocaching at the MMVI, the MV,
That
or
is
the 2000.
it's the one they call the Maritimes.
Oh, the Maritime.
Times.
Okay. I'm sure that it'll be corrected in the chat anytime soon.
That's right.
Now, what? And then one of the ones another one that I'm excited about, and I don't know how I got into this, but this is like my second mega that I'm part of, which is
Wait.
on July 12th.
Oh, okay. I was like, you got involved in the Maritimes? How did that
No,
happen?
not the Maritime one. Sorry. I was already moving on. I had moved on. Sorry. Because I got excited about the first ever mega, and it is a mega, not a block party,
Right.
in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm fine. How are you?
It is the farthest west, the farthest south, and I got it, Jim, but love it. So GCAV HMK. And if you're fortunate enough to be out there on Monday, July the 7th, there is a dive caching event in the morning.
Oh,
Ooh.
One of my favorites.
There you go. Bounce is putting
Bounce
this on. We're going to have him come on to talk about it.
Okay. Yep.
So,
He should.
Cache Fest, first mega in Hawaii. It's right there in Honolulu. I was just there last summer, and I was like, oh man. I asked my wife, I said, do you think you could come back again? Oh yeah. She said, yeah, that would be easy.
It's pretty easy for the wives to want to go on that one.
Now the hotel we stayed at, being able to park a car overnight cost $60. Just to park a car in the garage. So we didn't get a car. We Ubered everywhere, and I never Ubered for more than $60 a day. And we went all over the place.
yeah. And the one time I stayed there, I used public transportation a lot too, and it's also very doable. That was in the pre-Uber days because I'm old.
Yeah. We did rent a car for one day, went up to the North Coast, and then back around. My dad was stationed there in Hawaii, so we got to visit, Schofield Barracks and the hospital he was in, and he got to see everything that he remembered, and of course much has changed. But we rented a car for a day,
But not everything.
Park it everywhere. That's true.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I don't have the parking arrangements. I've got my hotel. I got my cache list made. Figuring out probably how we're going to do this with the group.
Well, that sounds fun.
There you go. The hotel for the Hawaii event is super expensive.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
Hawaii.
much everything in Hawaii is pretty
Everything's
expensive.
real expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
Oahu has the most population, so it's the best place to put on a mega, but it's expensive. It
Yeah.
is. That's why they announced it like a year and a half early so that people could save. Because I don't know about you, but that money tree out in my backyard's not growing any new leaves right now.
Well, wait till the spring.
That's true.
I was gonna say, you said your wife said yeah, so you could go. My wallet always says no, you can't.
Yeah, that's right. Good point. Let's see. After that, I mean, if you're going to Hawaii, just wait a couple of weeks, right? If after you go to Hawaii, you need to go to Wasion, Ohio after that, and boy, your summer will be complete. So, July 26th is the Midwest Geo Bash. That is GCARXXX.
It almost looks like a placeholder for a future GC code there.
I
Well, it kinda does, but
I wonder if it is, but then again, no, it could actually be.
Uh,
It's in the right range.
It's just the way the random numbers work out. Yeah.
It's a triple X event.
now what's even more fun is if you go to Midwest Geobash on that weekend in July,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
the first weekend in August, which is the very next weekend,
Mm-hmm.
not 150 miles away, is Camp Mygo.
Well, wait,
And what?
Camp Mygo. That sounds
Yeah.
familiar. Have I been to Camp Mygo?
You could have been.
Okay.
Maybe not. We have done Camp Mygo every year. It's the Michigan Geocaching Organization, and this year we decided to move it from the park because of construction and
Mhm.
improvements they were making to the main park. So we moved it south down to the Waterloo State Recreation Area, which is between Jackson and Ann Arbor. If you're familiar with Michigan, it's kind of down in that southern area.
Good Michigan example there.
Yeah, the
I
Michigan.
thought Waterloo was in Australia, so
Yeah, there's one
that's
of those.
really far south. But
That would be. And one of the really unique pieces, I can't spill too many beans yet, but that's another event that I'm part of the organizing committee on.
How busy are you?
I don't know. I'm so silly. I got retired and can't say, no. All of our side events are planned to be CCEs.
Oh,
So you
nice.
could get 8 CCEs in one day. And I know many folks are driving from Midwest Geobash straight up to Waterloo, where we have camping options there. And then you know what? If you just spend another week in the
One more
you
week.
can go over to Wisconsin for the Midwest, the West Bend Cash Bash.
Win $1,000.
You could.
I mean, if you're getting $1,000 for a week, you can almost do it. Yeah,
Right. Who needs work?
exactly. Wait, I
Oh.
still do.
yeah,
Okay.
So, wow. I mean, that's
That's 3 block
3
parties.
weekends in a row right there in the Midwest.
Mhm.
Great events.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you go to one, you're going to miss out on the other two. You're going to kick yourself. So you may as well take the time and do all 3. Now, if you're not leaving the Northwest, the option for August 9th is the Ape event. Yes, it's called Return of the Ape.
Oh, and it's like a land monkey code. It's GC away, Jay.
I was going to say for you need to go away, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you like that? GC
That's a
away,
great
Jay.
GC number.
Oh, I
But yeah,
hope
a lot of people like the Ape events. They are a lot of fun, and I've been to several. And if you have never been, this is your chance to go see the ape and
Mhm.
do the tunnel and have all the fun stuff there. GCAWAYJ. And then, as long as you're gallivanting around the globe, we'll hop back over to the other side of the country again and up north. You can go to Ontario, Canada. Discover Lennox and Addington Block Party. That's on the 16th of August. So in Napanee, which is near Ontario or in Ontario, I don't know which. I'm not familiar with the area that much, but it sounds like a great time. You can discover Lennox and Addington.
That's about
Love
east of Toronto. So
Okay.
again, as you start in Waseon and you come over to Michigan and you go to Wisconsin, then you jump back over by the New York area. And that's 4 weekends of block parties right in a row.
Lots of great stuff going on back there.
Well, there's another one on August 16th
Yes, there
in
is.
Alberta. So it depends which way you want to go from the Midwest. If you want to go east or west,
Yeah.
you can hit a block party on the 16th. That's the Wild Rose Homecoming in Olds, Alberta, Canada. Not the new Alberta, Canada, the Olds, Alberta.
Yeah, I think I saw a Keats post about wanting to go to Olds earlier in the chat. I don't know if I could find it, but somebody probably could. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun. I don't know if you can make it to Napanee, Ontario and Olds, Alberta in the same day. Good luck to you.
That might be a challenge.
If you started in Ontario, though, you could go to that event in the morning for a couple of hours,
Yeah,
jump on a plane and head west and make that event as well.
it is theoretically possible. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah. The Wild Rose fits close to the other. I don't know. You know what? In case you don't want to do either one of those, you want to
Yeah,
stay in
you're-
the good old US of A.
Maybe you don't have a valid passport.
That's right.
Yeah,
You can go to Castle Rock, Colorado, where they have the Rocky
that's
Mountain
right.
Geo Rendezvous.
I bet they have some
been to a
oysters
Geo
there.
Rendezvous.
3
And it's
block parties on one day.
I know.
Right? The logging hamsters are going to be really busy.
Mhm. That's right. So, if you had a time machine, you could jump between all three of those on the same day, or a TARDIS or some
Or
other
a transporter. Yeah.
unusual transportation.
Yeah.
You could do that.
If
Well, I
you're
still think that time zone thing, if you started early enough,
Mm,
you could go from Toronto to Colorado, which is a couple hours, and then a couple hours more to get out west. You could do it, I bet. Somebody
okay.
will try.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
And if you do try and succeed, give us a call at 253-693-TFTC. Tell us all about it and we'll play it on the podcast.
There you
Tell
go.
us how you did it.
Yeah.
I like West Coaster's comment that
Yeah, there won't be any
there,
lackeys.
there are
left in
going to be
Seattle.
no
Yeah.
lackeys in Seattle.
Well, and
No work is going to be accomplished this year.
that's right. One of the reasons they wanted to move the block party out of Seattle was the huge amount of work it was just to put it on for these
Mhm.
thousands of people. And they wanted to spread that out so that everybody could go. And I think you're going to end up with the same level of production at GCHQ where all the lackeys want to go and nothing's getting done besides block parties. Now, I know if you're going to stay in Colorado for a month, you just stay right there in the town of Castle Rock. October 11th is GeoCoin Fest 2025 in Castle Rock, Colorado. So, how's
And
that?
that's kind of the last block party that we know about in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how many more. I mean, that was the thing about Camp MyGo this year is we decided we wanted to be a block party, but we did not have the track record. So we were allowed to publish a year in advance, but we were just a regular old event until we got to our 300 will attend number. And then we were able to flip our event to a block party. So I messaged HQ today and talked to my friend Emily and said,
Mhm.
"Can you tell me?" And she said, "No, because of privacy, and we don't want to, we want the local community to support their event, and we know that there's only a small number of people who listen to this podcast, but we didn't want it to get out."
Right.
And so she wouldn't tell me who, but she did tell me that there were more under development, like Bounce said, the May the 4th event. So there are other local events. So do an event search for your area.
Yeah, there you go.
And see what's there and see what's coming and see who's talking about potentially getting to be a block party
Mm-hmm.
and help them out.
Exactly. I'm excited that the Geo Woodstock may turn into a giga. I mean, we're really close. Wits End, you got to go put in your will attend to push that number up.
I have to monitor it and see if I can be the one will attend that kicks it over.
3,000.
Yeah,
but I mean, please don't log a will attend if you have no intention of attending. That's not fair. That's wrong. But if there's a likelihood you may go,
yeah, by all means,
put it in.
It helps the planning committees and everything too.
They need to know.
Yeah,
they really do need to know. And that's the same thing with the swag sales, which did I mention that it closes January 31st?
You did. It closes January 31st. That's, what is that? 8 days away from this broadcast.
Yeah. So get your swag pack in, get your will attend in, and it is going to be one heck of a party.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Going back to our day of block parties, Wet Coaster says that Napanee is about a 3-hour drive from Toronto.
Okay.
So maybe this is possible.
As long as it's not at rush hour.
Yeah, that's true.
For Napanee or Toronto?
Either one.
Either.
Okay.
I was thinking Toronto, but yes.
Keith says I'm going to have to convince my boss to have time off to go to all of these events. I'm sure he'll like that.
Yeah, it's called a letter of resignation.
And that
Well,
gives you
isn't
lots of time.
remote working a possibility? You know, my
Um,
wife works from home, so she can work anywhere on the
Yeah.
road.
There you go.
exactly.
You know,
There's nothing wrong with working from home.
no short commute.
I hit some traffic in the hall with the dog and the cat, but other than that, I'm okay.
Okay,
Wet Coaster says it's always rush hour in Toronto.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
it is. That's not one of those major towns. But
Yeah.
if after we're done so far
Mhm.
with all of these parties, we still get to celebrate.
There's one more thing going
One more
on in
thing.
November.
I'm excited for it.
November 6th through the 16th is GIF, the Geocaching International Film Festival, or GIF as we like to pronounce it here.
I always enjoy the GIF,
Mhm.
and hopefully we'll have a.
I haven't seen any news on it yet regarding creating submissions and things like that.
No, I haven't either.
The dates have been announced, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited about it because I just love seeing what people put together.
They're always fun.
Yeah,
With all these events, are they going to have time to put together a
you may
reel?
probably see some block party events or movies.
Well, we have a couple of people who listen to this podcast on a regular basis that I'm sure are already
There
thinking,
are?
yeah, who are going to put together one of their films. I don't know what to call it. Is it a film? Is it a video? Is it a short?
Well, it is an international film festival, so
it's a
let's
film.
just call it a film. It's a
Okay.
generic term, but yeah.
See, there we go. Komakino says, I need to get permission to film at the location I want for the next GIF. You know what, Komakino? We'll help you. We'll just get in there. You don't need permission. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, Camp MyGo 2025.
Yeah.
Komakino, you got my permission. Come on.
There you go. There you go. So, wow.
But you could get permission to film in Hawaii too, probably.
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know a guy who's part of that event.
You're like part of, half of the events that we just read somehow.
Somehow you're right.
He also seems like that friend that always gets you in trouble. You're like, yeah, go ahead. You can do it. Yeah,
Yeah, just
I'll
tell
watch.
Tim will say yes. Doesn't matter.
Komakino says, Caching with the Cops. That'll be the name of that short.
Oh.
Impact. Yeah. Oh, Tim knows a guy.
Yes, he does.
Tim, so much fun to be here. Tell us once more where we can listen to you on a regular basis if you're not on this podcast.
Well, when I'm not on this podcast, semi-regular basis on the second Tuesday of every month is Emily, Renee, and I do Challenge Talk. It is a podcast. We try to keep it to an hour, but an hour podcast, all about challenges. That's our topic. One thing. That's it. Dedicated.
Is it challenging to listen to?
No.
No.
It's challenging to come up with all of the topics we need to talk about. Get
Tell me
content.
about it. Yeah.
New content every month. Let me tell you, that's pretty tough. But no, it is not challenging to listen to us. And we also have giveaways when people see us at events.
Nice.
Yeah, that we've created around the show. It's fun to do, and I love joining you guys. This is my first attempt at being on the back side of the screen, and I'm just having a blast with Emily and learning how you guys do all this magic and stuff like that. So
I just show up every week and Chris makes all the magic happen.
Right. I could not do a weekly podcast. That's why I can join you guys like once a quarter, a couple times a year. Once a month is plenty, but you guys do a great job, and I really love listening to your show.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I like listening to Challenge Talk.
Thank you.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, tell everyone. It's okay. And folks, I love hearing from you. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
That's right. We want to take a moment and thank Land Sharks and Cashly. They are our corporate Denali level sponsors. Landsharks.ca. It's the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. You can check them out online. They ship online orders daily. And go check out Cashly if you're an iOS user, because it is the geocaching app for iOS. I'd like to thank our faithful Denali level supporters, all of them, that would be Land Sharks and Cashly, but also Cool Cow Cachers and Hawaiian Miley. If you want to know more about supporting the show, click the Patreon link that you can find over on the CachingNW.com website. So, start off that list of patrons to thank with Geocaches,
And GeoNav Pro.
Kid Vegas 19,
Trexer.
Just Finding Our Way.
Tim, did you want to jump in?
Oh, I'd be happy to.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I jumped to just assume you wouldn't.
That's
but
all
yes.
right. We talked about it before you were gone, because one time when you weren't here, Chris and I did this, and Chris didn't want to read the whole list by himself. So
Land Monkey wimps out from reading them all himself in one breath too. Now
I know. No, I'm not going to do that, but I will take the LM tag in the show note and
feel free, jump in.
Orsgat for being a patron.
Yes, and we'll thank GeoBirder
And Mountain Bike.
Skyhawker.
And Teus.
Flagman.
Team Noltex.
Logwork.
You, Dak.
My friend, GSM ×2.
Good guy. Seebeck Tribe.
Peach of Washington.
The Terrible Tease.
J-Car.
Subway Mark.
Another good friend, Railroad.
Hey. M-Nerve.
Kitty Quest.
Just Carlo.
I hear he's
was
just
in the
gone to lunch
Philippines tonight.
Yeah, he said he was going to lunch. It's Friday lunchtime there already. Let's see. Let's go back to Green Words.
And B Pendragon.
BC Rockcrawler.
Genies.
MC3 Cats, which he's changed his name. I just saw him this week.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Did he get married?
I can't answer that.
Well, let's thank Sorry, let me try that again. Let's thank Wet Coaster while we work that out.
Land Monkey says you spill your drink, you got a wet coaster. And we'll thank Whidbey Island Gal.
Lost Ken.
And Boomer 365.
How about Butterfly Girl?
And Camp Clan.
You know, I've really not had a gas station tuna, but I thank him for being a patron.
It's a great caching name. I love it. Another one is LG9000.
And You Talks to Rocks.
Wasn't this guy a guest last week? Limax?
He was on really recently.
He's another regular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of our regulars in the chat is Dora Moore, Mother of the Glow.
Yeah. Ackerdoc.
And last but not least, CRS 98.
There you go.
All right. Thanks for jumping in and helping us.
Merlin, if somebody wants to know about these events, since you seem to be related to somehow related to most of them, what's the best way they can reach out and contact you?
Really, the best way is through the messaging app on geocaching.com. Just Merlin1392, all one word. And that's the easiest way. I do have some email that I monitor at all of those other places, but the one guaranteed place to get me is the geocaching app.
Nice. And folks, thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. So if you like the show, please click the Patreon link on the CachingNW.com website. And if you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about. But if you like the vibe, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. If you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fast, fabulous, fantastic 5-star review. Of course, you can call into 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask a question, or give us a ride to a mega event any time of the day or night. Of course, you can email us at feedback@cashingnw.com. Join us every Thursday, especially next Thursday, our 600th episode at 7 p.m. Pacific for a live show and chat. The show's produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy, and Brian Lang. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution License 3.0. 3.0. I did 2 there. 3.0. And copyright 2025 by Chris Umfenauer. Folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
the after show. Oh, good timing this week.
Yeah, it's still a little quiet.
Yeah, I typed "give us a ride to Omega." I should have said "loan us a couch" at in West Virginia.
There you go. Hawaiian Miley wants to know, is there a New Year's glow icon? There is. There we go. I haven't gotten the email set up to send out the 2025 glow badges yet. I'm getting close. I know it's a simple thing, but it takes a little bit of time. And I think about it right before the show, and it's like, I don't have time to do it now.
So the cashier formerly known as MC3 Cats is now NW Cats.
NW Cats, yes.
No wet cats or
Yes, no wet cats. No, they're no good.
Not well. You
Not
know,
wet
it's so
cats?
hard in this game to know who you're talking to, because I go by Merlin, I go by Tim, he
Right.
goes by MC3 Cats, he goes by Chris. I'm not gonna get NW Cats for a long time. Who's that?
I think he'll forgive you.
He might. You know, somebody bought the bad cop too. You know, I remember.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm going to go change it right now. Where is MC?
Oh, and the patrons.
There we go. So next week,
Tune in next week and see if we remember to read it correctly.
Well, next week he'll be on the show with the 600 episode, right?
It might be.
oh,
yeah.
yeah. There you go.
He can chastise us in person.
Okay.
He still has the great icon with the cat sticking his tongue out at you, though.
Yes. A caching in the Northwest episode is never late. It arrives precisely when it needs to.
That's right. Thank you, Gandalf. He looks kind of like Gandalf. Almost as old.
You know, we didn't go that long today. We squeezed everything in.
We
We
did.
did.
Doramore has a plan for the locationless cache. It's a 25-kilometer marker at the part of the Trans-Canada Trail.
That would be a
Cool.
cool place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun.
Yeah, I have no clue. We have an M25, but it's over on the east side of the state here.
Oh, you're going to go over to some event over there.
Oh, probably, but you know, I mean, and there's 25-mile-an-hour speed limits, but I want something more creative, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to keep my eyes open for something.
Heather says, I like the new time. And Heather, we changed it because of you.
Yeah,
Just
that's
want to let you know. I like the new time because I'm free to watch while my muggle husband is at his evening job instead of conflicting with his bedtime.
Perfect.
So, yep, that's the main reason right there. We changed the time of the
It's great.
podcast.
Glad we could accommodate. Yeah.
I did see one from Komakimo that he's not a fan of this time change.
I know. I saw that early on and I wasn't even going to acknowledge it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did. You know. I like
Be that-
Komakino. He's
I
a
was going
good
to say,
guy.
be that as it may, we're still a fan of Komakino.
Okay.
That's right. I can't find it. But yeah, he says it conflicts with dinner and his job, I believe.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I thought he worked from home.
I don't know. That's all he says. Seabeck Tribe says, I'm going to try to get the locationless in Iceland or Hawaii.
Oh, that would be fun.
Wow. Those are two
That's
wildly different locations to travel to in the same year.
Did she retire this year? Because she did that month trip to
She traveled all over. Yeah.
last year.
yeah.
And
Well,
I'm retired and I'm jealous of what Lori's doing.
she's got a job. Let me see if I can be a little coy. She's got a job that gives her time off certain times of the year.
Okay.
So maybe she said no, right?
Nope. Yeah.
Komakino says, I ate dinner tonight while watching. Last week I couldn't. We'll try not to make you laugh and spit your food out.
Or
There you
milk
go.
through the
She
nose.
gets summers off.
Milk to the nose is good. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you can get Chris to pass a cheese sandwich through his nose, I'll give you bonus points.
Ooh. Which Chris? It doesn't matter. Any Chris.
Listen, that's
Any
right.
Chris will do.
Dora Moore says they both have active volcanoes. This trips will be amazing.
Yeah, Iceland and Hawaii. Yeah, sure do.
I want to I want to walk on a volcano, like, you know, you can in Hawaii, right? On the big island, there's
Yeah.
a volcano you can go
Mhm.
walk on. I just want to do it. I don't know if you can in Iceland. I'm sure they'll let you. Or, well, they may not stop me in time. Let me put it that way.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of my feet, and so I really don't.
I'm not walking on the hot lava. I just want to walk
Oh.
on the volcano itself and the cooled lava.
Oh, okay.
just to say, look, I walked on a volcano.
Okay. I did that in Ecuador when I dove the Galapagos Islands, because that's all volcanic, and so we
Y-
walked on it, we dove in it, and
You dove into the volcano?
well, we dove on the lava.
Okay. There's a new um, virtual cache. Yes, new virtual cache right off the coast near me. That
Oh,
yeah, that's a dive cache.
I learned of a new one last night that's in Lake Ontario. It's over by that event that's right outside of Toronto. That's a 5.5, an 1885 shipwreck. Is
Ooh.
Pasha 88 is the CO's name, and
Mhm.
she and her father spent 3 years searching a grid for this shipwreck and found it. It's in 12 and a half feet of water, and it's a 5.5 virtual cache.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
yeah. So I'm excited about trying for that one. I don't know about the hitting one off the Pacific coast, but
In the summer.
I'm a cold water wimp.
Okay.
So
You can dance on the volcano with the trick of the tail, but
mhm.
that's a whole different discussion.
Wait, Ghoster says, just go walk up Mount St. Helens. I've done that, but it's not the same. Seabeck Tribe says it was cool to hear a story about that shipwreck.
Yeah, that was on last night's podcast, the geocaching podcast. She actually one-upped me.
Oh, did she win?
She
Did she-
won. She did
Oh.
win.
Nice. So you're making the media tour as well.
This week I kind of am, yeah. But I have a different topic every night.
Okay. That old Brian Roth, he's just a one-trick pony, I guess.
Yeah,
Keeps talking about the same thing over and over.
over and over again.
He had
But I
to take 2 weeks off before he came on and did that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build up his stamina.
He geared up.
it was Pasha, not Lori. Oh, look at somebody notices you're a Genesis fan.
Yeah. Yeah. Dance on a Volcano is the song on the album A Trick of the Tail.
I'm not a
If you
Genesis,
say so.
and I like Genesis, but I don't know my music well enough.
Folks, on that note, thank you so much for joining us. And until next week, get out and get caching in the Northwest.